Dear students, today we are going to do a poem from Class 12 English textbook Flamingo, and the name of the poem is My Mother at 66, written by Kamala Das, an Indian poetess. The theme of the poem is aging is a natural process and nobody can escape it. The poem also talks about 3 stages of man's life, that is childhood, youth and old age. Now let's see what the poem talks about. The poet's visit to her old mother has come to an end and now is the time to return. So she is going to Chennai airport, from where she has to take a flight to her place. So while she is going to the airport, her mother accompanies her in the car and the poet was driving the car. While driving from my parents' home, she says, last Friday morning, I looked at my mother. She happened to look at her mother's face. The mother was sitting by her side. She looked at her mother's face. It looked very grey, dull, and the mother had just dozed off. Slightly fell off to sleep. Slight sleep, that is dozed off. So she just looked at her mother, her face. Her mouth was open and she was looking very dull and grey and pale. So she felt very sad that her mother, and realized that her mother had grown old and she was approaching her end. So she felt very sad, and in order to drive away that thought, in order to divert her attention from this sad thought, she looked out of the car's window, and when she looked out, she saw young trees sprinting, young trees running, because while you are driving, while you are traveling in a car or a bus, it seems as if the trees are running fast. So she looked at the trees, she said young trees were sprinting, they were running, and merry children spilling out of their homes. She saw that children, happy children, were coming out of their homes quickly. That is, it indicated childhood and youth. Childhood full of excitement, cheerfulness and eagerness. And when she looked at the trees running, she realized that young age is full of vigor, strength and energy. And so, when she saw inside, she looked at her mother. It was old age. So she realized childhood, young age and her mother's old age. So here she realizes 3 stages of man's life. In the second stanza, the poetess says, but after the airport security check, that is, after the airport security check, she again looked at her mother to say her goodbye. But when she looked at her mother's face, she saw it looked very dull and pale. It looked as a late winter's moon, dull and fading. Just as late winter's moon looks very dull and it can fade away any time, in the same way she saw that her mother's face was dull and fading. So she felt very sad and she felt that old familiar ache. Ache means pain. She felt that same old pain that she used to have in her childhood, that is the fear of separation, childhood's fear. Just as a child is always afraid of being separated from his mother, in the same way, she felt the same familiar ache which she felt in her childhood. That is, this time she has the fear of separation from her mother, because she is so old that she was approaching towards her end. So the poet had that fear, that was her childhood's fear, again came back to her mind, that fear of separation from the mother. So she said, all I said was, see you soon, Amma. That is, in order to reassure her that they would meet again. She did not want her mother to feel sad. She did not want to show her feeling sadness to her mother. So she said, see you soon, Amma. And all I did was smile and smile and smile. That is, she had an artificial smile on her face because she did not want her mother to feel sad. She did not want her mother to know that she was feeling sad. So she smiled and smiled and smiled. This repetition means It was not a real smile, it was an artificial smile. And what was this smile hiding? She was trying to hide her feeling of pain, fear, separation behind this smile. Now the words that we have used in the poem are doze, that is slightly sleep, to sleep slightly, ashen, dull, grey, corpse, dead body. When she looked at her mother's face, it looked grey, dull, like the face of a dead body. Sprinting, running, young trees sprinting, then spilling, coming out quickly, married children spilling out of their homes. Wan means pale, ache means pain. So these are the words that we have used in this, we have come across the poem. And now the literary devices. There are some literary devices used in the poem. Simile, that is comparison, like that of a corpse. The mother's dull face is compared to the dull face of a dead body. Then, as a late winter's moon, again the mother's pale face, dull face is compared to late winter's moon which is fading. Then another poetic device is repetition, smile and smile and smile, which indicates it is an artificial smile. Images and symbols used in the poem are young trees sprinting, which symbolize youth, strength, vigor. Then married children spilling out of their homes, married children spilling out, symbolize childhood, excitement, life, cheerfulness. So these are the poetic devices used in this poem. Now let us come to the questions. First question may be asked on the theme. What is the theme of the poem? What does the poem talk about? The theme of the poem is aging is a natural process and nobody can escape it. And the poem talks about 3 stages of man's life: childhood, youth and old age. Now another question can be, what is the poet's dilemma? Dilemma is a difficult situation or a confusion or a difficult state of mind where a person is not able to decide whether he should do this or that. Now here the poet's dilemma is that her mother is so old and she has to go back to her place. Now if she stays, then her duties at her place will suffer, and if she goes, who will take care of the mother? So this is her dilemma, this is her confusion, what she should do. Finally she decides to go. Now the second question is, what is the poet's childhood fear? Her childhood fear is fear of separation from the mother. What do the parting words of the poet signify? What were her parting words? See you soon, Amma. And then she smiled and smiled and smiled. The parting words indicate that she wants to reassure her mother that they would meet again. She did not want to make her mother feel sad. The next question is, why has the poet brought in images of young trees sprinting and married children sprinting? The poet has brought in these images to indicate that young tree sprinting means young age, youth. That young age of man's life is full of vigor, strength and energy. And married children spilling out of their homes indicate childhood, which is full of excitement, happiness, cheerfulness and free of any worries.